will be joining me. Of course, we won't know for another, at least 30 seconds while the auto roll ad plays. We were getting directionless in our conversation, and there are more important things to discuss than drugs and alcohol, as it seems. If you are struggling with drugs and alcohol, you could probably find someone more professional than me to help you with that. I also probably shouldn't make jokes about people struggling with addictions, like with such things as drugs and alcohol, as I mentioned in the last stream at the end, where I compared them to Marvel movies and McDonald's. Probably shouldn't do that because people genuinely struggle. Would like to just acknowledge my faults while they're occurring. I like to acknowledge the things I do and say in the moment. I realize, oh yeah, okay, maybe that wasn't great, and I have to realize it because what happened? The stream got disconnected. My ears started ringing. My thought was maybe not funny. Okay, lesson learned immediately. That's intuition. That's all it takes. So, we're back on stream. It seems to be not glitching. Ooh, 11111. It wasn't glitching. It wasn't lagging. It just was. So yeah. So it's not funny. Let's not joke. It's just intuition. It's just like you go with the flow, but you have to know what the flow is, where the flow is coming from, and why someone will be acting the way that they did. Because it's always a two-way street when you have energetic connections, not just with me. It's just that I'm more upfront and obvious and honest about what it is because I understand my body. I understand the barrier that most people have with the physical world that I've transcended in a way. And don't even mean to be invasive, but again, it's the Sookie Stackhouse conundrum. Hence the, I almost said book titles, but the stream titles right now. She's a stack house. She's mighty feisty. Just letting thoughts roll out. I almost put thoughts like in the hallway because I'm like, yeah, let the fucking thoughts roll out. Either way, just that kind of like, oh shit, I'm not even trying to listen and I just intuitively know things. But sometimes people need messages. So some things do. Some things I do keep private. Some things I might know or hear. Or again, if I start making random noises and dancing around, I used to wear bells to keep all the sound out. I have always done the big headphones, over the ear headphones for a fucking goddamn reason. Okay? So I do my best to ignore people, but sometimes I can't listen to music. Sometimes I can't listen to tarot reading. Sometimes I want to sit in silence, and guess what? I don't get to. Sorry if I get talkative when other people's thoughts get loud. Yeah, go ahead, gaslight me. I don't even know why she's so... I don't know, maybe because you are. Your mind is there because you manifested me and materialized me, made me appear. And then you're like, whoa, too much, can't handle it, not my thing. This isn't a thing, right? It's the spiritual notion that God sent me to make you question things, to make you question your very course 333. I don't know if you are taking a course right now or maybe some kind of spiritual class. You're trying to get certified in something. I can't say don't, but I could say talk to me instead, Go fucking book an appointment. Go ask me. Why is it making me do my own chat rules? That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah, the rules are pretty clear and people still ignore them. They don't want to read them, I guess, but why was I even linking my website? I don't remember. Go and poke around. Anyways, yeah, so it's supposed to be 420 on the clock. Might as well rip the bong, right? Happy 420, guys. It was me all along. Woo! Sometimes you can know something and not even be able to explain it, not even be able to address it, not even be able to do it at all. 44444. And still want to see through it, still come back to it, still not be able to get rid of it, still not, Eventually you have to just say, okay, what is this? Really? Because It's everything. Fuck yeah. So cool when you think about it. So cool. Um, but a quick prayer I'll share that I recently said with a friend, yes. Said, um, to manifesting, I'm trying to remember, manifesting them. Manifesting the money we're worth, the men we deserve, and the magic on earth. Amen. Okay? Yes, 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 yes. Manifesting the money we're worth, the men we deserve, and the magic on earth. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. People ought to listen to me because God listens to me and I listen to God. I stay very connected and very divine. I didn't want to go somewhere. Oh, tornado. If you don't get that story, it's okay. You don't have to. But I swear I asked nothing. I just said I would go. But I didn't have to. Because I said I would, I didn't have to. And that's beautiful in and of itself. Right? Because I said I would, you don't have to. Still take your lessons. You know, and take your lessons from whatever it is and whatever it was. Always. But if you can manage the courage to face things like your fears, your shadow self, that's what the idea of this conversation was, but we've gotten so disjointed and glitchy in the connection tonight that everybody's broken off except you and I. You and I. You and I. Nebraska had rather die without you and I. It's been a long time since you came around. Been a long time, but I'm back in town. This time I'm not leaving without you. That one hurt. I don't know who that was. Somebody was just like, sing now. I'm like, okay, bitch, what the fuck? Chill out, chill out. Look at number 7 all the time on here. Have no doubt, have no fear. Lady Luck on your side, dear. S Club 7 popped into my head. R.I.P. Paul. I haven't really talked to him. I'm not sure he's totally comfortable yet. He's a Virgo, slow mover. I gotta come in either too hot and reckless or real slow and contemplative. Totally get it. I'm an earth sign. I contemplate things for a long time because when I act impulsively, it's because I don't want to be. Alive, mostly. Okay, why? That shouldn't make you chuckle, you fucking witch, is what people think, I think. But, yes, the oracle. Just leave it alone. Okay? You don't always want to know, but sometimes you look into the eyes of the wise and you will see, right? Yeah. Unfortunately. So, okay. Who is this again? Little shushings and such things at such weird hours of the morning. Okay. Deafening quiet. The lurking is insane sometimes. So anyways, it's weird. I was like, somebody asked me a question, but what did you, nobody asked anything, right? So that's so funny. Because when you realized that I started answering a question that you had in your head, you freaked out and were like, shh, 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 trying to shush yourself. Sookie Stackhouse conundrum. Sometimes people will try to keep something from her in the show True Blood. Like, just watch True Blood, and I feel like you catch up quick. American Horror Story, if you want to make it really personal. Maybe whatever. is twisted, scarcely days couldn't find, couldn't those bad drugs. So, I was can I think this is nice you just again or show. It could be she pretty significant. Right? I felt oh, she said people thought you can just and she cared about face out something you see repeatedly in the once God keep going with the vacation on here. People come in. Here we go. 22. No terrible. How we to my wounds and the parts out. But now I can speak. Oh, didn't mean to scare you. The connection's been fine the whole time I was typing that, right? What's the big deal? Isn't that beautiful? 2323 that I could do that. Amazing. It's amazing. Just a disrupted Twitch connection I could ease like that. Say, oh, this messing with this energy. There's only one person, but the identity has not been revealed to me. Yep. That breathing technique, centered. Okay. Gravitational, even. So there is yet no accolade, no audience, no applause, no even identification, no call for cause. I do this, and this is it. And sometimes I get sick of it, yes. How much effort I put in just to impress who? The shadows? Yeah. But I'm sick of it. They knew I could do this. Now they want to play catch. It just seems annoying if people cannot approach me, come towards me, yeah? A tiring, lonesome life that is, because I can totally see what I'm meant for and what I'm doing, and yet it's just far from being something I can fathom if I'm supposed to be doing or how to do it any better than I already am. But of course, if I yield no results, I have to get going, I have to get moving, I have to do something else, I have to fall back on whatever the fuck, because it's like, oh, perhaps I am wrong. I have to understand that, divine or not, connection to God, messenger, whatever, you have to understand you're still a human being, margin of error. I have to know when my intuition could be anything, and when people can be projecting, and when other people want to get interfere and do this and that, make you look foolish and da 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 da, and blame someone else, point fingers. Okay, I have to walk up here every day, sit down here every day, and kind of eat that. Just like one of my streams ended with me saying, cocaine and alcohol is like Marvel movies and McDonald's. Some people would argue that like McDonald's is kind of accurate because it's like that shit is like equally as addictive, right? Can be. But Marvel movies, maybe not as much, but the popularity of it, the camaraderie of it, is what I meant. But because the stream cut off, I didn't get to dissect the joke, and it probably offended people, so I had to immediately come on here instead of like waiting for it to catch up to me and be like, hopefully no one saw that. No, I'm gonna fucking. Here's the third time I'm mentioning it, by the way. Maybe second, third, well, third, technically. So it's just like, yeah, of course I'm all about accountability for myself just as much. I've been saying that since day one. That's what I've been doing, trying to make up for the things that I've already done. Because karmically speaking, I'm like, oh, yikes, man. I don't think I was thinking. I think I was channeling and didn't know it. But that's not an excuse, even though I also had PMDD, which was out of control and bird's eye view. But, I'm glad that I'm getting a hang of it now and understanding life in new ways, yeah? I was in search of what was wrong with me, and then I found out, and now I've pretty much not entirely fixed it, but I'm trying my best and doing my damnedest, and yeah, still flourishing, still psychic, still artist, still gorgeous, still everything. So is this somebody who hasn't seen me in a long time? That's creepy. That's kind of creepy. Who is this? Um, Something about a kitchen. Are you in your kitchen right now? That is so creepy if you were, right? That'd be crazy. Um, I don't know. But it just feels like some kind of I don't know. Either way, I try to accommodate to people's energies or their needs and things, but I can't always do so much for everybody all the time. And I feel like I always ask people for something every time I saw them in some way, or they could feel it in my face and my eyes. And so I feel like as someone who was once very needy, I can say to tell when with conversation heavy water. If you are sure, because in the upon me, hate actually something like that. I don't know something. Needle in a haystack. So the things you put paint off, going like What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you? That's so funny. It's like that second viewer was somebody trying to siphon energy, and God said, "Not today. You'll not see this face. You'll not hear these words. But you understood. You held on. You said, I'm good. I'm God. I got this. Yeah. Okay. Fuck yeah. Made it through that little storm. Who is that? Who knows? Who cares? Let's keep going. Breathe a little. No bottling anything ever. That's not entirely true. That's probably why I didn't do a full cheers. Corners of my mouth always catch things. Sometimes drool comes out. It's funny because it's just so wide. And I have almost a natural frown. Deep sea anglerfish. Long face. Like the doorknob. In Alice in Wonderland. What does he say? I can't think of any lines. I don't know. Come on. Why am I just making silly faces, right? Because when you embrace what is rather than try to force what was, then you become the moment. So if you want to be able to live in the present, you want to be able to accept the gifts that are in front of you or within you or that you sensed were coming or the reason that you think all of these things are happening, then you get centered, just like we did. Okay? Hang on, girl. What was that? Remember? It's coming. Okay? So, I can feel it right here. It's like this ear, but like right here. It's almost as if somebody used to smack you in the head or something. And that's why it bothers you so much, because somebody's trying to remind you of what that person did to you, because you don't seem to think it's a big deal. 333333333, but everyone else thinks it's a big deal. Okay? No smacking upside the head like that. I can only think of one person I did that to, and it's because they threatened to rape somebody in front of me in my house who was a friend of mine, or said that they were going to inseminate as many fucking people as they can and be reckless as fuck. I'm like, quit talking like that in my house, and they kept going. And it was really unhinged. It's really unhinged. But it was like, bro, there's something wrong with your head. If you say that you can just unconsensually do that to women, it's crazy. If that's your goal and such things, right? So, but to do this once, a mistake. Yeah, never did it again. It was a horrible scenario, but it triggered me that badly because it was just like, what the fuck are you even saying in front of me right now? How scary, right? This was years ago, too, when I was working at the bar, drinking a lot. I was going to say we were drunk. I don't know if I was drunk at the time, but I was definitely drinking at the time, right? Which is why I refrained from drinking as much these days, right? I can see a common denominator. Yes, it's me, but I can't get rid of me, so what can I get rid of? Alcohol. Okay, yeah. Bet. Feel that. All right. So somebody used to just smack you upside the head on the regular, man? That's not okay. That's not cool. That's not good for you, right? So stop minimizing it and saying, oh, that's just normal for such and such to do, whatever. It isn't. It isn't. It isn't. Don't, no. Love yourself more than they did. And trust that love will find you again in better, healthier ways than fucking that. I literally use that as a last-ditch resort to somebody I already fucking told not to talk to my girl like that. This was beyond calling Snooki fat. This was saying, Snooki, I want your ass no matter what you say. And she said, please stop talking to me that way. And he kept going and kept going and kept going, okay? So earlier in the night, we're in public, we're at dinner, and he's talking about this. Like, please stop making her uncomfortable. She's right here. You're talking about her like she isn't, and you're sexualizing her unconsensually. She's taken. She's not into you. What are you doing? Shh, be quiet. Just like thoughts out loud, I guess. And so later in the evening, when we started talking about unconsensually inseminating and being, reckless and unprotected just because the fuck of it, then I smacked him upside the head again that one time. right? So later in the night, yeah, I had to deck him. Should we have like separated ourselves sooner? Yeah, but I felt bad because it was like I knew that he had nowhere else to go in the moment, right? I don't know why this is coming up in case that's of concern. I don't know if this is a wound in your relationship or something you heard, but if that clears anything up, of course I recall that night. These things are traumatizing for me to have to react that way. Not to have to, but the fact that I did do, right, is like shocking because in the moment it's like I boss up and feel heroic because I'm trying to protect somebody. But then afterwards I come down and I'm like, damn, I don't want to hurt nobody either. That's not really like what I want. But you have to understand that to some level that was self-defense because it's like, listen, I know you're bigger than us, but there's more of us. And I said, not in my house, you better stop. And sometimes you have to boss up when men don't listen. What are you going to do? It's scary as fuck. Yeah. No, it's not like what I want. It's not what I would want. But I wouldn't, and people have mental health issues and it doesn't mean beat them either, even if you're frustrated with them. So, yeah, I don't know if that resonates with like a childhood wound for you. But I wanted to be able to like resonate with it and tell you, yes, I have done that, but it was in a very extreme scenario in which I was beyond triggered, but in a defense mode. And again, this was a very long time ago. And I kind of feel like people trying to dig for dirt and say I'm this and that. And then it's like, well, I guess I could say that. And it's like, there's nothing to really press about it because it's just like, it was a one-time incident. Like, it's like, well, yeah, again, threatens to rape somebody. It was like, what was I supposed to do? Let him out on the streets sounds funny. Yeah, so it's just like, I'm sorry I handled it in a poor way, but that was about it. And anything else is like kind of for debate. I've reconciled with many people who I have hurt or put in pain or tortured in some way, or tried to, anyways, the people who will talk to me about it. Because feedback is good. It's not like criticism doesn't have to feel negative or terrible just because it's criticism. Criticism is critical. Criticism's good. It's good to have feedback. It's good to know what you can improve on. It's good to know what you've done well. It's good to know what's going on in the world. Okay? It's kind of a weird conversation, don't you think? But again, I just felt somebody's head right here. So it felt like maybe you're getting headaches, maybe you're feeling like downloads, maybe you're like getting this ache here and here. And I think it's because somebody used to like smack you right there, or you smack somebody there. I don't know. Whichever one it is. I don't feel that way, but I felt like one of the energies on here right now did. And that's why I went into that discussion about how I have been guilty of that. And so if somebody did that to you, I am so sorry because I know that they struggle with it every day and I wish they hadn't, especially if they've already passed away. Consider this your reconciliation and your moment of forgiveness because they learned the hard way and that was through death. Because what life can't teach you, death will. Okay? So for whoever that's about or from or to, there's nothing but love for you, and that is not what love is. Just a reminder, they had it wrong. Not you, not them, but they did. So, it's okay. I'm not trying to put anyone on blast, but I'm kind of getting the name David or something. So I don't know if that's the person who passed away or whatever, but, or, if that's you, but just, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All is well for you now. You will be removed from that energy. You will never again be in suffering. You are blessed because they are burning. Yeah. They wanted to relay that message to you that they are very sorry. So, in the other scenario, if you were the person who did that to someone, then may you learn how to forgive yourself for who you were in that moment. As sometimes we don't understand our reactions to things, but sometimes our PTSD takes over and we have fight, flight, fawn, and freeze responses. Try to understand where the trigger was that you would react in a fight response if you have done that to someone. Right? But learn to accept and forgive yourself so others may forgive you. Because forgiving ourselves means we have to admit that we are in need of forgiveness And being in need of forgiveness means we have to be worthy of forgiveness. And being worthy of forgiveness means we have to actually accept and understand what that is. Somebody's crying, huh? It's like I couldn't see it, like it was fogging my vision. Yeah, you're trying not to cry, but you hate it. Yeah. Okay. Without even saying anything. However, anonymously, yeah. And I don't know if this is always such a good idea for me to do. Some would say no, and maybe that's why the glitching comes. And it's protecting me from certain people, taking breaks for me, you know? But it seems like such soft, sweet energies, and I try to just be vulnerable so that people are vulnerable with me. I try to be truthful so people are truthful with me. I try to be honest so people are honest with me. Is it a perfect plan? No, man. People still lie the fuck to my face and doubt this stuff and want to gaslight me and thinking I'm crazy instead of admitting that they like me or they were thinking about me or they can't overcome or overpower me or whatever the fuck. Weird kind of stuff that they think about. You know? So it's can be tiresome, but at the same time, I like being able to deliver these kind messages to some good souls who are just kind of chilling at some odd hours of the morning, you know? And that's nice. That's nice. Consider following, subscribing, paying me fucking money. Yeah. Especially if you're just lurking. So funny. You can go to my website and find a bunch of stuff, but you can go to my Linktree and it'll take you straight to my Venmo and a bunch of things that I have to offer. You know? Go spend some money, lurkers. If you don't want me to know your identity, go make a false one. Okay? Anyways, what's up? We're not really talking about much. I'm talking to lurkers, so hopefully we got a chatter in the room. We got to follow the chat, but it's just to protect my own energy. But then people want you mad because you got to like make sure thoroughly 10 times in a row before you follow me and say, I've been here lurking. Somebody got the screen name Ice Daddy 69 and it's like too real, so you don't want to follow right now because you're like embarrassed about it. Don't be, it's fine. People have had weirder fucking names than that, right? I'm not saying someone's screen name is actually Ice Daddy 69, but maybe it's something like that, right? Like, I don't know why that popped in my head. You guys are so funny, yeah? Who's you guys? I don't know, right? Isn't that hilarious? Because it's like I just like chat with people, but I don't know who's there. But like, people don't need to talk to me, or I say we've been over this, yeah, last few streams. So it's like the conversation will get oddly personal because it seems like it's personal for me, but it's definitely personal for somebody because there's people watching. So bizarre, so bizarre. So the message has to be loud and clear. But what are people curious about? Me? They want to know about this and that, digging up dirt. They want me telling these stories, retelling these accounts because it's, again, the autistic level of honesty, the photographic memory, the intuitive nature, psychic ability. I have no choice but to just tell things as they happened rather than fabricate them. Some people will lie. That's not how it happened. I didn't do that. Da, 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 da. Yeah, well, that's going to catch up to you and cause trouble. As much as you think me admitting to the things that I did wrong will, you know? And like sometimes I worry about that. It's like, am I incriminating myself? Am I giving giving myself away? Blah 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 blah. Okay, well you need to be careful of that. Okay. Okay. Head here again. It was this side before. Now it's this side. Two different people, two different things. Yes, connections like back. It seems. I realize that when we have glitching moments, we just have to work through someone's energy, or somebody is not meant to be on the stream, and it's not until they leave that the stream comes back in clearly. Happened twice already, but everyone's lurking, so thank you for coming to chat with me because it gets annoying. Where it's like these oddly personal stories, and it's like, are you asking about my history as a person, or are you having a similar crisis in your life separately? And if you don't chat with me, then I don't know, but then I still have all this insight for you. So how is that fair, even though I'm here doing it anyways? I'm just glad to have more people around, right? Okay. Somebody have a pet cat? Getting the sense of a cat, gray, like one of those gray Russians or something, with a fatter face, puffy face, kind of. Blue eye, something. Cat. maybe ate wet food almost exclusively. If that's somebody's animal, I don't know. Or somebody has that cat. Is that so creepy? What the fuck? I don't know. I have no idea. Sorry if that didn't fit in the description. Just had that cat pop in my mind. So, um, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm on here. Because it's like, I'm not that tired. I think the conversations have been a bit wild, but it's been an effective sort of evening because I wanted to talk for a bit. People obviously wanted to know shit. I hope others got their messages from all of this. And chlorine, did somebody there's no way you're like in the pool right now, but I just feel like somebody like got chlorine water up their nose somehow for some reason. But like, yeah, I just had like a rush of chlorine water. So, right. But that's why I do this at this time is because during the day, it's too much frequency around me. Everyone's awake. And so it's just like I can't just hear the thoughts of the people who live in my vicinity, but it is just like the more activity and the more conscious people are, the more people are thinking about me, the more bogged down I get with it. You know what I mean? So at night, I prefer it because the energies start to lighten up because they're sleeping or whatever, or they're dreaming. So they're not consciously choosing and seeking and wanting something from me, but just like I'm on their mind and now they're dreaming about me. Okay, that's sweet, right? So stuff like that. But I do prefer these hours, and so does Suki Stackhouse. That's why she dates vampires. She can't read their minds, and they stay up all night, and it's like a perfect thing, right? I hear Everclear. I don't know if somebody's drinking Everclear, but it's that song. I will buy you a garden where your flowers can bloom. I will buy you a new car, perfect, shiny, and new. I will buy you that big house way up in the West Hills. I will buy you a new life. Yes, I will. So, if you're on that grind, you're trying to get that from somebody or for somebody, right? Good luck, and keep going. Cause remember, it was just hold on, girl, it's coming. Things are just around the corner, and it's like a genuine feeling all of a sudden where we got to those first 6 months of the year, calendar year. We're in the third. We're only listen. Everyone's like, oh my God, we're halfway through the year. Listen, it's Cancer season. This is just still the first quarter. When did your year start? Because who the fuck is Gregor? I don't give a fuck about Gregor. I mean, I love a good holiday. I love going out for New Year's Eve. Don't get me wrong. It's so much fun. It's a party. But who is this very human Gregor who just decided that we would go on his calendars and celebrate when he wanted to? Who the fuck is Gregor? I do not understand. Was he human, this Gregor? Okay, it's a What We Do in the Shadows reference, but I'm talking about the calendar. The Gregorian calendar? No, it's Gregorian chanting. Who the fuck is Gregor? So, zodiac-wise, the true cycle, which you understand is the seasons, starting with spring being the first, winter being the last, or the fact that in the zodiac, Aries is number 1 and Pisces is 12, yeah? And in different like cultures and religions, there's certain celebrations that align with the idea that the year truly starts with Aries season, which is the end of March, which is the spring equinox. So stop beating yourself up like the year's half over. We're actually just in the first quarter. Learn to pace yourself and work on 2 different schedules. You have linear time and then you have spatial time. Welcome to spatial time. This one's mine. Yeah. You're never really going to quite understand it like I do because I had to dedicate a lot of my time to it. I'm a physicist at the end of the day. I love quantum theory, and I always thought time was a concept. But what I really discovered is that time works in the same way as energy and matter and creates waste. This is something I kept secret for a long time because I wasn't very good at explaining, and there was a lot of people around me who just would doubt me and hate on me and say, "No, that's dumb. That doesn't make any sense." But then they were perplexed quietly to themselves and later couldn't understand why their life didn't work out. And it's because, oh, you tried to use that one at a party once, didn't you? Yeah, probably. Damn. Okay. Okay. Okay, and then you couldn't back up the claims. You didn't understand what it meant? Yeah, so you came right back on here, think I'm going to explain it. Well, it took years and years of research and living out a lot of theories and writing a lot down and having a lot of trace of maybe even insanity, right? Same. I never really made the grades for science, though, but I was very interested in time travel mostly because I was traumatized by the death of people close to me, yeah? And the loved ones I knew that were hurting, and the way that I thought I could Donnie Darko the moment and stop it from happening because I had the control to just. And I regret it every day. Or I did regret it every day for like 10 years, and I had to let it go sometime. Maybe not 10 years. So, okay, I'll explain what I meant by that. Donnie, what? Yes, I think Donnie Darko kind of low-key makes sense. It's a decent concept for time travel. Like, it kind of does make sense. It's a basic, yeah. And the Akash, very accurate depiction of it. Yeah, they got it right. Grandma Death, the book, it all adds up. It does. Some people will tell you it doesn't make sense. The director itself will tell you it doesn't make sense. But there's something about it that actually, when you have the mindset, it does. They actually did do it spot on. It's very impressive. As douchey as it might sound, as weird as that movie is, and as much as you're like, oh my god, she sounds so pretentious or nerdy or gross or whatever, it's like, well, you know what? I get it. But I've been watching that movie since I was 15, and I've been studying time travel since I was probably 19. And I'm just saying, buddy, that is a pretty good goddamn guess that they got going on in that movie, even if it's a mess. Because ultimately, it's the lesson of why you don't time travel, isn't it? Because, yeah, he stopped one murder from happening, but wasn't it selfish to go back and know that those people will never get caught for what they did because he wanted to save somebody and give up himself? It's a beautiful story. But it's not good because then all the fate for the other people, you don't know how it'll work out. So sometimes you have to survive and not go back and just withstand time. Have you seen Donnie Darko? Watch it with a new perspective where you're like, how does she fucking understand the shit? It doesn't make any sense. I've watched this movie, da 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 da. Watch it again and then ask. You have to talk to me to ask me questions though, yeah? Okay. So, it's, there's no mental virtual little fucking asking of questions like that, you goofy balls of meat. Yeah. Anyways, great movie. So, what do you mean my death? You just mean death in general? Are you dead? Are we dead? What is this? Did I die? Yeah? What the fuck's going on, man? I don't think so, but a lot of people are funny about my death. What does that mean? And who are the four lurkers? Oh no, right. Like, what the fuck? Matrix moment? Why am I scratching my arm? Somebody nervous? Some addicts, hours in the morning? Somebody scratching? Maybe you have a tattoo here? Or eczema? You're itching? Or, like, again, the one who was craving drugs is craving them again. Let's work through it. We did last time. Hey, it's, you know what? It's powerful, but you know what's even more powerful? Me. Bet you can get addicted to this shit real quick. I've had whole ass men fall off the face of the planet because they confessed their love to me one day and they realized they shouldn't have because I have no idea who they are and they never came again. I promise you, I can definitely, yes, way stronger than anything you've ever done. All right? That doesn't mean aspire to do me or anything like that. I'm just saying I can be a good distraction and I will help you get that system out of your body. Hell yeah. Right? Gotcha. There was just a word missing. That's a really messed up sentence, lol. Are you AI? Is it just me and sentient bots learning about human life right now? Who are the lurker energies that are so confusing and questioning? It's so funny, right? I have an impressive mind. But I am a good distraction, even if it's intense. Oh, okay, good. Glad to hear it. Is somebody eating like a tomato sandwich? Eating a tomato or something, tomato toast, tomatoes and eggs, omelet, something. I just like got this like taste of tomatoes, but it's like breakfast tomatoes, like with toast, and it's like an omelet or eggs. Okay, yeah. Um, Ketchup on eggs, fucking disgusting, deplorable. I hate ketchup. But then also tomatoes on eggs, somehow amazing. Put tomatoes on anything, I'm happy. I love tomatoes. I'll eat them plain. It's not the same. I do not need sugar added to my tomatoes, nor do I need them ground up to the point where they are not a texture akin to any other tomato products such as tomato paste, diced tomatoes, tomato, what do they hold? The big ones, big chunks. Oh my god, I should have made a tomato sauce today. I made pasta yesterday. I want some pasta, man. I'm kind of hungry. I don't know how much longer I can maintain. These lurkers are kind of funny. They're like getting way too much information about me, but you're also not getting like any like what are you gonna do with it? Do you think it'll really hold up as anything? Do I have anything you want really? Like I just don't understand. What the fuck? Like why? Why are you so dead set on just like seeing me crumble and die? When I never wish that upon anyone in my life. Again, if you have shortcomings, if you're experiencing karma, if you are thinking that your downfall has anything to do with me, buddy, I promise I blessed you and forgot about it and said, I am so sorry to myself and anyone else, right? Good, good, good. I don't know why that has to keep coming up. Because it's a weird time. Because people were hoping and wishing all this stuff about me a year ago, and now a year in, and it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. Okay, right. You shouldn't be doing it then. You had enough warnings. Cancer season, again, portal open last year for Leo season. What'd you put into it? What'd you wish for? Did you wish ill upon someone? Was that all you were focused on? Once again, think back to August 8th, 2022. This is on you. I know what I was up to. It was beautiful. What were you up to? It was probably difficult. It was probably not good. It was probably something bad happened. Okay. So you have to recompense with that quickly before Leo season. Because otherwise you're going to fuck up this Lion's Gate. You need to get that heart the weight of a feather. How? How? Well, you have to recognize that it is coal. And then you must pressurize that coal into a diamond. Then you must take that diamond right out of your fucking chest and let it shine. Okay? For anyone to see. Put it right into your mind, like your third eye is beaming. Okay? And then you must fill that hole you left in your chest when you put it in your head and learn how to use your wise mind by combining logic and reason with emotions and feelings, as per suggested by every therapist in the goddamn world, it seems. And you recreate a heart that knows love and understands its frequency. And everything becomes whole again. And all of a sudden you are chakras. You're a chakral experience. You're aligned. You're open. You're glowing again. And you can't even believe somebody saw any hope in you. When really, it was having faith walking alongside you that made it possible for you to even get here or to this point at all. Feeling something here. I don't know if somebody has sinus issues or feels like they might cry or has their nose turned up to people, right? Maybe wearing goggles. Again, the chlorine, that's so weird. Is somebody like swimming? This is so weird. What do billionaires do? I'm kidding. I don't know if we're watching this. But yeah, something about maybe a nose plug or something. Don't act like your shit don't stink. I don't. We literally just addressed this. Don't catch up on all those fucking streams before you come at me about that. Okay, but nobody's coming at me. Everyone's quietly lurking because it's like they want to gather all this information on me so they can use it against me. And it's like, what are you using against me? Healing? Being whole? Learning my toxic traits and behaviors and trying to help other people through it by coping as I tell my anecdotal stories, and other people anonymously get to protect their own identities and take what they need and learn the lessons and get their healing and move on and have happier, more functional, successful lives while I sit here and have faith that my patience pays off, right? because I found out who I was before I accepted who I am. And not everyone does that. Not anyone can say that. Really fucking beautiful, Lolly. Thank you. Okay. But some people want to play small with me. Some people want to act like I'm still the same nerdy kid I was in high school. Some people want to act like I'm just some fucking idiot they can take from. Some people want to act like because I'm an empath, I have a no limit for narcissistic ass, right? Untrue. I let everybody show me who they truly are. I let them take as much as they want. And then I say, all right, well, there will be a debt for that. And they say, what? What are you talking about? I try to tell them what they can do to pay that debt, and they don't want to. Okay, well, what about this? They don't want to. Okay, what about this? They don't want to. Well, it's on God now. Okay, I'm out. That's simple. I used to dwell, I used to cry, I used to get upset, right? Nowadays, I just don't, it doesn't matter as much, right? I just don't care as much. It's good. It's healing. But I still want to cry. It keeps me youthful, I think. I don't know. Lately, I've been thinking I can see when and how people die. It was 2:22 on the clock when I said that, so yeah, right? But the eye, it almost feels like something about the eye is that kind of thing, right? Maybe when you look at your own self in the mirror or something about it. You could be an empath. I feel like as a Virgo, you have to toe the line of being an empath and being a narcissist or being both, right? No offense to anybody, it just kind of is what it is to some extent. Not on all Virgos, and that is on healing, and I'm not trying to make a stereotype out of you by saying Virgos are like this. But if you question if you're an empath, there's a chance maybe you're not. Some people call me an empath, and they're like, oh, you feel that because you're an empath. And it's like, I never said I was an empath. I do have empathy, and I have the capacity to empathize. And I carry empathy with me, and I think it's an important value to have. I know how to empathize with people rather than just sympathize.